Hello, everybody. Welcome to Towns of 505. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're a lovely subscriber. Before I begin, I just got to give my usual shout outs. Thank you to my friend group who's been watching my top 100 albums list. Always appreciate it. Special shout outs to Jacob Martin and Ryan Camp for listening to the albums as they've been going along. And of course, shout outs to Scott from Sound Lab Studios and Jason from Jason Yo Millennial. They've been going through their top 100 album list, so definitely check theirs out as well. So there's that. Without further ado, let's get started. This album is Signals by Rush, album number 40 on my top 100 album list. This album was released September 9th, 1982. And this was the third album that they would release in the 80s. And this is my second favorite Rush album. We do have one more Rush album on my top 100 albums list. So nothing really much to talk about before reviewing it. I don't really know much of the background info, but all I know is just another great prog pop album that I really enjoy. And yeah, let's get started. We open up the album with Subdivisions. Great opening track. Get the synths from Geddy Lee opening it up. Like you could tell right away, like this isn't going to be like the last album, Moving Pictures, where it's going to be more rock. It's going to be more synthy, and I love it. Subdivisions has always been one of my favorite Rush songs. Even when I was first getting into them, and I wasn't really that into them at first, I always loved Subdivisions. It was always a song that I really enjoyed. This is always one of my favorites. The Analog Kid, that's the second song on the album. Another good song on the album, Lifeson. The Lifeson really comes alive on this song. Love the riff on this song. It's really good. Another big highlight on the album. Then you get to Chemistry, which is the third song on the album, and I think it's one of their most underrated songs. It's like definitely one of their most synthy pop songs that they've done up until this point, and I love it. To me, this is easily one of their best songs, in my opinion. It's so cool. It's I know it sounds very 80s sounding, but I love how 80s it is. Especially this song. It's so futuristic sounding. Always been one of my favorite Rush songs. Yeah, I love Chemistry. Then we close out side one with Digital Man, what's cool about this song is that they go for more of a reggae style on this song. And of course, if you know, my favorite Rush song is Vital Signs, which is a reggae song from them. This isn't quite like my favorite song from them, but definitely one of my favorites. Like this would be like in my top 50 Rush songs if I were to make a top 50 Rush songs. It's really good. Yeah, really great way to close out side one. Side two opens up with The Weapon Part 2 of Fear. Well, I forgot to mention this on the Moving Pictures review, but Witch Hunt was Part 3 of Fear, which you might be thinking, why is it Part 3? Wouldn't it be Part 1? I don't know. That's something that Rush decided to do, like to go backwards. No matter what, this will always be Part 2, depending if they're going forward or backwards. But yeah, Part 2 of Fear, The Weapon, in my opinion, the best of the Fear trilogy. Well, technically, there's a fourth one, but we don't talk about the fifth. I mean, not the fifth. We don't talk about the fourth one. We just talk about the first three. For their first 380. Well, not technically, there was not one on Permanent Waves, but whatever. Yeah, this is my favorite of the Fear trilogy. Definitely interesting because this is basically about the fear of about the nuclear weapons that's been going on, because this has been around. This is like around the time with the Cold War and all that still going on. So that's what's cool about it. I think North Korea banned this song from being on the album. So there's only 7 songs on this album. So if you're in North Korea, you're like, I don't quite remember this being on the album. Well, that's the reason. The Weapon is not on the North Korean version for obvious reasons. New World Man. I think it's like their first and last number one hit single, which it's interesting because it's weird because this is like probably their. I know it's like it has like a hit song sound to it, but you would think like their hit number one hit would be like Subdivisions or Tom Sawyer or Limelight, but yeah, New World Man. Which hey, I'm glad it's number one because I love this song. Another big song on the album for me. Yeah, I really like it. Losing It, one of my absolute favorite Rush songs. I think he really the synth on this one is so cool. It's like very dark sounding, very definitely a little creepier on the creepier side, and I love it. Definitely one of my favorites on the album. And then you get Countdown, which that's pretty cool. I like Countdown, not like one of my top favorites, but yeah, pretty cool song. Um, Top five, yeah, top five is going to be making the top five for this album was definitely a trick, but I was able to do it. Number five, New World Man. Number four, um, the Analog Kid. Number three, uh, Subdivisions. Number two, Chemistry. Number one, Losing It. And if you have any thoughts on this album, leave it in the comments below. But besides that, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. So long.